Wednesday, the 20th of May, 2020, week of Easter 6, from For All the Saints. But first, an explanation. The word gay and gaiety once upon a time meant something other than orientation of commendation or commendation. Just it meant happy. That's how Dr. Elton Tureblood, 1900-1995, is referring to it. Any alleged Christianity which fails to express itself in gaiety at some point is clearly spurious. The Christian is gay not because he is blind to injustice and suffering, but because he is convinced that these, in the light of the divine sovereignty, are never ultimate. He is convinced that the unshakable purpose is the divine rule in all things, whether of heaven or earth, Ephesians 1:10. Though he can be sad and often is perplexed, he is never really worried. The well-known humor of the Christian is not a way of denying the tears, but rather a way of affirming something which is deeper than tears. The consequences of Christ's rejection of the dismal are great not only for common life, but also for theology. If Christ laughed a great deal, as the evidence shows, and if he is what he claimed to be, we cannot avoid the logical conclusion that there is laughter and gaiety in the heart of God. The deepest conviction of all Christian theology is the affirmation that the God of all the world is like Jesus Christ. Because the logical development is from the relatively known to the relatively unknown, the procedure is not from God to Christ, but from Christ to God. If we take this seriously, we conclude that God cannot be cruel or self-centered or vindictive or even lacking in humor. From the humor of Christ. The closing prayer, Alcuin, A-L-C-U-I-N, of York, 735-804. O King of glory and Lord of valors, our warrior and our peace, who has said, "Be of good cheer, I have overcome the world. Be thou victorious in us, thy servants. Grant thy compassion to go before us, thy compassion to come behind us, before us in our undertaking, behind us in our ending." And what shall I now say, unless that thy will be done, who dost will that all should be saved? Thy will is our salvation, our glory, and our joy. Amen.